In this video, we are doing Module 4, EEG 1. We will first describe the procedure and then talk about what we have found and learned. And the final part is how this module related to psychology. This module is firstly recording an EEG from an awake, resting subject with eyes open and eyes closed. And secondly, identify and examine alpha, beta, delta, and theta components of the EEG compass.
There are some materials that we need: biopack electrolyte set SS2L, biopack disposable electrodes EL503, 3 electrodes per subject, biopack electrode gel, gel 1, and abrasive pad, L pad, or skin cleanser or alcohol prep. Swimming cap to press electrodes against head for improved contact. Biopack students lab system and computer system.
After the preparation of materials, we have to set up the hardware like this. We plug the equipment in electrolyte set SS2L into channel 1. Turn on the BioPad MP3X unit. Then we place the electrode on the subject's head. The position refers to this picture. From the top one, we use the red one, thin positive. Then is the white one, thin minus. The black one, we place it under the ear, is GND. After placing the electrode, place a swimming cap on subject's head comfortably to press electrode against the scalp with a constant pressure. Subject should not press electrodes against the scalp.
To ensure the subject sits properly and relaxing, we let him to wait for 5 minutes so that the electrode can establish the proper contact. Then open the BioPack Students Lab program. We start the calibration process. Subject remains relaxed with eyes closed during the calibration. Remove the lid set should replug from channel 1 and into electrode check input. Use check electrode impedance to check the subject's skin conductivity. This opens the electrode checker panel and displays skin resistance in k-ohms. Both readings should be similar and below 10 k-ohm. After the electrode checking, be sure move the SS2L from the electrode check input and plug into the channel 1 input before continuing.
After plug into channel 1, we are going to click Calibrate. During calibration, subject should remain seated, relaxed, and still with eyes closed, and wait for calibration to stop. Then verify recording resembles the example data. If the baseline is similar to the example data, which is 0 UV, click Continue and proceed to data recording. And we can see the result is similar, so we can start the data recording part.
Let's start our experiment. Click Record. Subjects remain seated, relaxed and still, with eyes closed. Subjects should try to relax mentally, i.e. think of a relaxing place. After record for 20 seconds, director press F4 and cues subjects to open eyes. Record for an additional 20 seconds. Director press F5 and cues subjects to close eyes. Record for an additional 20 seconds.
After the recording, click Suspend and verify recording resembles. The example shows variation between the eyes open and eyes closed recordings. If similar, click Done to finish. We can see the result is similar. So, we can finish the recording part. After clicking Done, choose an option and click OK. Here is the final part, Data Analyze. We enter the Review Saved mode. Use the I-beam cursor to select the first eyes open data. then the eyes closed data. We zoom in on the 3 to 4 seconds section of the first eyes closed data. We use the I-beam cursor again to select the area represent one cycle in the alpha wave, two other wave cycles, beta, delta, and theta wave data. Finally, we save the data and finish the experiment.
In the experiment, we noticed and learned a few things concerning the recording of electroencephalography. At the beginning, we experienced the difficulty in attaching the electrodes to the scalp of our subjects. The contact between electrodes and the scalp was poor, and the electrodes kept falling despite repeated attempts. A few of us were holding and pressing the electrodes throughout the recording, but no significant change could be observed.
We eventually found out that the sweat and grit of the subject's hair hindered a good contact between electrode and scalp, which could not allow us to obtain a meaningful result. Apart from sweat and grit, we also noticed and considered some other factors leading to unfavorable results, including density of hair, hair styling products, unclean electrodes, and caffeine. To improve the conduction of electrical impulse to the electrodes, our group chose a subject who had a relatively clean and thin hair and had not consumed any caffeine products on that day. A swimming cap was also used so that the electrodes could be pressed against the scalp with a more constant pressure compared to that from hand pressing.
On the other hand, we learned to use electrode checker panel as an indicator for checking the skin conductivity or resistance of the subject. If the white and red columns were on the low levels, there was only a little resistance to the skin conductivity. Otherwise, we would check the electrodes again before moving on.
During the recording, we found that the baseline shown in the data would become unstable, even when the subject only mumbles a few words or the groupmates around him or her talk. This enabled us to realize the importance for the subject to stay still and relaxed, as well as people beside the subject to keep quiet in order to help them relax mentally. Additionally, we became more familiar with the wave patterns of 4 different rhythms and the changes between the state of eyes open and eyes closed in terms of frequency and waveforms. So, how is it related to psychology? Using the biofeedback is effectively to show all data of the module. It is a process that enables to learn how to change psychological activity for the purpose of improving health and performance. It can help them to become more careful about the psychological and the mood of the people. Psychotherapy is one of the psychological ways to find out the person's emotional issue. It includes different aspects, for example, emotions and interaction.
Biofeedback can gain the awareness of many psychological functions. When the biofeedback is processing, it can control the brain waves, heart waves, and the movements of the muscle. Also, it can improve people's health. For instance, it can alleviate the pain when people get headaches. Therefore, psychotherapy can improve people's well-being, mental health, and show the improved changes through everyone's emotions and behavior.